something crazy. Just
we don't have to do something crazy every time. We could
Yeah.
just do a
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm
Warcraft
saying.
spoilers coming to you. Gotta watch out for them Warcraft spoilers. Second verse.
All right. Well then, we'll do it in the what's the
In a world where Warcraft spoilers exist, 3 douchebags sit around a mic and spoil the movie for you.
Keep doing spoiler stuff.
Oh, I don't have anything else.
Okay. I guess that's our spoiler.
Okay.
Watch him.
Warcraft! Okay. How do we start these things? I'm not... Oh, no,
we do the thing.
We do the thing in the beginning. Yeah.
The video's beginning is at the end of our recording.
Right.
Yes.
So
we
World of Warcraft.
No, there's no world yet. It's just a Warcraft.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
right,
just a
right.
It's a
Warcraft.
single
Sorry,
Warcraft.
Warcraft, Humans and Orcs.
Yep.
Yes.
Because that is the actual
Original.
subtitle from the first
Yes. Humans
Was it?
and orcs or human versus orcs?
I don't remember.
I can't
You should
remember,
really look
but
this stuff up beforehand.
who cares?
Well, it doesn't matter. The thing
cares?
is this creates conversation is why
Yeah.
we do this.
Either way, whatever. Warcraft movie, been in development hell forever.
Has it really?
Yeah, it was needing a lot of work. Like, maybe, I don't know if it was the fact that it was in, like, pre-production hell. Like, that might have been what it is. To where they just constantly, should it be a full CG? Should it not be? Should it be this? How much should we change? Versus, like, producers, let's shove in a love interest. Let's shove in all this crap.
Yeah, Hollywood, let's shove in love
Let's shove in
interest.
all the
Let's
standard
throw in,
tropes.
we need more women because this is a very male-dominated movie. Which, the thing, well, that's the original story. So, like, if you were interpreting a book,
Yeah.
you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you
And
wouldn't
so I
do that
kind of
like in the
hate that
Hobbit
that's
movie
just-
where made-up elf women are just shoved in to be
Oh
characters.
shit! No, you just shot me down. You were correct. But the Hobbit movies were made up on the spot anyways, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter.
Yes.
Most of that's bullshit.
I mean, what Legolas
That's a
wasn't
cash
supposed
cow.
to be in The Hobbit?
What?
Legolas wasn't even supposed to be in The Hobbit
At
or
all.
something?
I don't know.
No, he's
yeah.
not supposed to be at all.
Yeah,
No,
like,
the
not at all.
The Hobbit,
Was-
as a book,
Yes.
and I will end this quickly,
Yeah.
is supposed to be like 100 pages.
Yeah.
Not 3 freaking movies. Radagast isn't in it. Gandalf is barely in it.
Yeah,
He basically just sets the scene for Bilbo to go on the adventure.
Right.
The orcs chasing them, not in it.
No.
Them having
Nope.
weird shit with extra orcs fighting them when they're running down the river. None of that.
Nope.
Nope. Extra random songs that they just threw in there.
Nope.
Nope. Being in love with an elf woman. Nope. It's not that they don't get captured like that.
No.
Narp.
No.
Anyways, Warcraft.
Andrew Bird. I like that. Yeah. I like your bird calls.
No, I was doing the Sesame Street
Yeah.
guys, the little alien guys.
They're yip 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 yip
Yip,
yip
yip, 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 yip.
Uh-huh. Yip 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 yip.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, Warcraft movie
Yeah, anyways, back to
again.
that.
So yeah, we just saw it. So what? Should we talk about first expectations? Like, what were you expecting out of this movie?
I think we should because I mean, that's always for me. If I have high expectations and the movie is okay, I'm like, shit, can't believe this movie was made.
You sound fat.
At that point, I am supposed to be Siskel and or Ebert.
Yeah.
Or I ate both of them.
Yeah, I was about to say Ebert after he ate Siskel.
Yes.
So yeah. Let's see. Without all the stuff we've already heard from people who have talked about it,
Yeah.
I was gonna expect it was gonna be your average video game movie of like lore rape, generic Hollywood story, print and release type of deal.
Let's use random setting A because we have it available to us type deal.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're all going to die down here. Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sherry.
yeah.
You might be Sherry.
That's generally what I was expecting out of it.
I was expecting bad acting. It's really that, like, I was expecting bad acting. Really, the way that they said that they're going to mix the humans and the orcs, I'm like, that's gonna be weird. Like half a CG movie with human actors on green screen. I'm like, but at that point, like, if that's the one aspect and half of your characters are going to be CG, just go full bore.
Mm-hmm.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
I wasn't disappointed with that. In that, I wasn't disappointed with my expectations of that, because that's exactly what happened. But yeah, I thought it was going to be lore rape and just kind of painful.
Yeah. Andrew?
My expectations were kind of open-minded. I didn't know what I had an idea of what to expect. Blizzard are known for their cinematics. It's going to be good. It's going to be good in that sense with visuals. Well, but okay. I didn't think... I didn't know where they were going to go.
Do we have any idea who the studios that made it? Like, that did the visuals?
I know that it wasn't exactly Blizzard that did it, but Blizzard probably had a hand in, like...
the design.
This is my visuals,
Okay.
But just overall, just pretty open-minded. Again, I started on 2, Warcraft 2, so I wasn't 100% familiar with the story of how it started.
Did you care?
Yeah.
Like during the movie, is that what you're asking?
Like before or during?
No, but
so like if they lore raped it, but it was a fine story, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, but just an overall, pretty open expectation. I was happy it was a video game movie. Oh yeah, video game movie. Oh man.
No, actually, I'm glad to see movies like this made because
I do too.
I mean, at least it's original.
That's
super air quotes.
This rehashes and
I mean that's true. It technically is a rehash because it is a story we saw in a different medium, so it's fairly new to a lot of people. But making a movie out of it allows them to tell it in a different way and also account for any retcons that they've made over time to just say, like, here is the current story that we're dealing with.
What's funny about that is that's not what happened.
I know.
But I liked that.
Yeah. Well, granted, the thing is, if they actually went chronological, like took everything that's happened up to this point,
the fourth movie is going to be we're back in the first movie.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
We're back.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like if they actually started this movie chronologically, how everything's supposed to take place, it's all going to take place with fucking time travel from a point we don't even see yet in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like it wouldn't make any sense at all. So
that'd be hilarious.
It would be funny, but no. They just told the Warcraft 1 story.
Yeah,
and it was good.
The Warcraft 1 story was not bad. It was very much a video game story.
It was there to service the game.
It was a 92 video game or something like that.
Something like that.
So it was very much like the early 90s. We know fantasy. We'll write a very quick story. Here you go. Orcs versus humans, but secretly demons are there, and no betrayer. Yeah. I was fine with the story.
Yeah. So like as far as story quality goes, it's generic.
Yeah.
But
that's
good. But not bad.
No.
It set up a fantasy setting that if over 1 million people play World of Warcraft, so they know the setting, but the rest of the
nobody
world
knows the story.
Yeah, nobody reads
the vast
story.
majority of them have no idea what.
There's a lot of people.
I always played Undead, so I never got to read the actual story. Like my story comes into Warcraft 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I don't know. So talk about actors, or do you want acting? Yeah, because a bunch of no-name actors for the most part.
They're like TV stars or like.
Like you said, the main guy, or not the main guy. Would he be the main guy?
Yeah, he's
the main guy from Vikings.
The main guy from Vikings.
And is the main human character from this.
I mean, he's the overall main character.
He is. What's his name? Arturus or something like that?
In this?
In this.
He was Lotar.
No, that's his last name. and it's Lothar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Arturus
hill-
Lothar.
Of the hill people.
Yeah.
Yes.
he's Lothar.
No, it's not
Yeah.
Lothar of the Hill people.
Yeah.
God damn SNL loving.
Yeah. No, honestly, out of anyone, I think he was probably I don't know. He had no range in his acting.
I felt like he fit the most, though. He was the only one that was.
Yeah, because the king didn't.
The king was.
He didn't come
like,
off
He
as
was
king.
cheesy as fuck. Just
Yeah,
cheesy.
he was D&D.
Yeah.
With the Wayne's brother as the snail, crappy. Like that is the worst D&D movie, and they're like, you know what? Let's go with those actors.
I'm just saying, as a main character, like we had to see him weeping because of like my son's dead.
Yeah,
we had to
which I don't
see
care.
him show anger to Medivh, and he wasn't really. I don't know. It wasn't really genuine.
And then he instantly went back like, my friend, if there's anything left of you, spoilers.
Yeah, they already got the spoiler.
I know that,
so-
but I just like to say this is a, like end of movie. Yeah, Medivh's the bad guy.
Yeah.
But he went from like, oh yeah, we need to go kill this guy. Bring him my sword, and then what does he do? He just walks up to him, no shoes on, and just goes, my friend, please stop. And then he gets choked out like a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
He talks him down, which it works, but it's not the best acting at that point.
No. The only good person in my book was Lothar. Like the only good
the
acting.
Humans,
Of the
I
humans.
thought he was
Of
the
the humans.
best actor. Yes.
Yeah.
Medivh wasn't horrible.
But that's why is like Lothar had the most things to express. Medivh was always the I speak in riddles. I am the mage. I am always
brooding.
calm and collected. Oh, the darkness is coming. There you go. There's every line he's ever said in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like I said, Lothar had to do more. He had, like I said, he had to be boisterous. He had to be a dad. He had to be all these things. But I never felt
he was good.
He was genuine in most of those roles.
So I actually believed him caring for Medivh and that final scene that I just made fun of.
No, I'm talking. Yeah,
But-
to me it was the anger scene that I didn't feel.
I didn't feel his love for the son.
Yeah, I didn't feel there was no
There's
character
no,
connection there.
at
See,
all.
that's one of those
It was
characters
so
that didn't need to
forced.
be there.
Yeah.
The son didn't have to exist.
Like, it could have been just like his men, and it would have been that same anger point of like, we're getting my men killed, and you let them die in Medivh. Let them die. Like, anger at that point. The son should have just broke him, and it didn't. And then he still goes back to Medivh, like, I know you're my friend, and like, I know
plus
something's
the
wrong.
whole the whole finale fight of him fighting whatever the guy, demon guy, not Goldan, but the demon war
the
chief.
Black Hand.
Black Hand. That was supposed to be like vengeance for his son. All they could have done is shown him holding the dead king's corpse. Like, oh no, vengeance for the king.
Yeah.
So this entire son doesn't need to exist because of that one little change.
Or that guy could have just been there wiping out an entire squad.
Anything.
Like he was doing the son. Like,
exactly.
These are my, like, if he, because he was obviously the general or whatever.
Yeah.
So if he's just seeing the people get wiped out by this one guy and he's enjoying it, just like toying with them, like I would have loved to see him, instead of just stabbing him and then like that awkward scene because it looks weird. If he just took a guy's head and just dragged it against the barrier and just smiled at him like, what are you gonna do, bitch?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
him trying to save his men, and then that just like right in his face, like that would cause anger.
Yeah.
That would cause sadness, and it's more like you have the emotional connection because you are seeing the good guys be beat to hell by someone gruesomely.
Yes.
You feel that more than this is my son and he's kind of a crappy soldier, but I care for him.
He also looks like he's only 8 years younger than me.
That's actually too bad that you say that they couldn't do what do you call it, like more gory stuff? Because it was a lot of quick shots.
It was a lot, but I
think
it was a decent enough gore.
Yeah.
Like instead of showing something go through a person, they'd rather cut to the person reacting and then see the end result.
No, I mean that's
standard.
standard.
That is pretty standard to get a PG-13 rating without having to
saw.
worry.
I mean,
PG-13?
Yes,
it was PG-13.
But I mean, we saw like guys with helmets on,
That's
and you'd
true.
see the head get crushed and gore kind of shoot out very quickly.
Kinda.
Like, Well, that's what I mean.
But yeah.
It's a
by
quick
putting
shot,
the
so it's
helmet on, you don't see that head getting crushed, but you see the gore, so they technically aren't showing a head getting
Yeah,
crushed.
exactly.
They were pretty smart in some of the ways they were able to show gore without literally seeing the gore.
Right.
So
Well,
like
Black
it felt
Blood.
brutal enough. It felt like you were watching people get savagely murdered.
But the one person that
That should have been
the
the
gruesome
son.
death was the son, and he just gets stabbed.
He gets stabbed in the gut,
Yeah.
and then jelly
No
comes
one
out of his
cares.
mouth.
Ow!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like he's just trying to rescue his son like for a good 4 or 5 minutes. Like it feels long, and it's like I get that you're
I
trying to
don't
save
know.
your son, but you should
Yeah.
actually try to be saving soldiers.
Yes.
Like everyone should matter to you as the general, not my son. My
No,
kid,
yeah, like I
my
said, it
son
was-
that I feel awkward.
It was a
connection to.
pointless like character, and the connection could have just been mended some other way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
super forgettable.
Exactly. That's what I mean. There's
Super
a couple
forgettable.
characters in this movie.
Forget what he looks like. Actually, for the most part, the son.
He looks really generic.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like short
Like
blonde
super
hair.
duper brown
I
hair.
think he was
Generic.
black
Blonde hair. No, it was a blondish brown. It was a light brown.
Are
Something
you
like
sure?
That. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And he had,
See,
and
that's
he
the
had,
thing is.
And he had popsicle lips. He had lips that looked like he had just had a big like popsicle in his mouth, so they were like brightly colored. I remember that. Yeah.
I remember that he had a scar or
Well, that-
cut on his,
after
forehead.
after being caught and being
After
the
like,
only
oh
survivor.
no, he's one of the injured, and it's like, oh, he got smacked
Yeah,
once,
he had
and
pop-
he
he
has
had
to still
popsicle
go to
lips.
the.
He's
Well, even the father
medics.
said that. He was like, "Oh, I was worried."
You
You know,
little
like,
bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, that scene was entirely unnecessary. So
Yeah, and
that
it's
could have
A
been
lot
chopped
of it
out.
was.
No, I know. Like I said, there was too many characters. That's really what it
Yeah,
came down to.
cut out the son.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Hollywood. Cut out the female orc.
The only
But she's still she was.
she was a fine character. I didn't mind
Yeah.
her, but the only reason she was really there was to provide the translation between orcs and humans.
Yes.
That's her only purpose.
Which was needed,
I mean,
but
they
not.
could have done something.
The prophet could have
the
been
prophet, the
the translator.
mage student.
The mage student.
Well, any one of
anybody.
those.
Where'd she come from? I mean, I don't know of
She was
her.
a half breed.
She's a half-breed.
she's an
Oh no! Do you mean like from the actual
from the lore and stuff.
She's
She's-
made
she's
up.
made
She's
up.
made up. She's made up for this movie.
completely made up.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to explain that now.
Yes, she's going to be the original, the one
Unfortunately,
original
yeah,
character
she-
in
yeah.
there. And like her at the end was pointless. Like, oh, you can't go against the traditions. Like any other orc could have been just in his way, and like you could have seen him back down
Yes.
from like, no, I want to kill him. Like it's against tradition. Like, ooh, like you're gonna disobey. Like
Yeah.
it's against like them actually turning against him, and then him actually having to back off a little bit.
Yeah.
Would have shown that he's not in complete control of this.
Yes.
Like the death.
Gul'dan.
Yeah,
Specifically.
Gul'dan.
we don't- I mean, I mean,
It would have made the other battle where he, cheated to win.
Yes.
Against
Duran.
Duran?
I don't remember. Durahan. I don't
Duran,
care.
something like that. I can't remember.
I don't remember the lore well enough.
Yeah.
But so when he got
fantasy
cheated,
orc name.
yes. But when he got cheated and like they kind of like started
Yeah.
turning against him, then you could have seen the impact from other orcs.
Yes.
Her being there and saying, "You're going against tradition. You're going
Yeah.
against tradition." You don't need her
Not
to
only
be saying
that-
that. It's less of an impact for her to be saying
Yeah.
it.
Not only that, but it kind of doesn't make sense for her to say it because if he does do that, the orcs turn against him and kill Gul'dan, and then Gul'dan is no longer the threat that she wanted to get rid of in the first place.
Right.
So yeah, it's again doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean,
her character was utility more than it was purposeful.
yes, purposeful.
Also,
But
you
we
gotta
got
have
human sex.
we did get a little bit of that. Yeah, I like
Oh.
that she just runs up and nuzzles him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Was
Snoof,
that
snoof.
really implied to you guys?
It
I don't think they actually had sex.
Because it wasn't to
No.
me at all.
Yeah.
No, they didn't
It was-
have sex.
but it
I
was
think
kind
that
of-
he was
but the
she was
rope-
trying because she saw him as a strong fighter in that
Yes,
respect in Orc.
Yes.
Yes, but it was kind of weird still.
It
You're
was
like,
very
"Man,
awkward.
And they
Ah,
just happen to survive.
It's like staring
and
at
he
the
has
sun.
a reason to think she's a traitor. So in the sequel, they're gonna meet again. Yada yada.
And
yeah.
they now can't just be lovers.
Yes.
And she can't just be trying to turn them okay.
Yes. So she has even more
Yeah.
hurdles. Yeah, generic Hollywood crap.
Generic Hollywood crap that was thrown in. The rest
Yes.
of the lore, though, was
Lore was strong.
Great.
Lore was
Yeah.
strong.
like
It's-
I would say the
For,
strongest
compared to a
part.
lot of video game movies, the lore was strong in this movie.
It was, and also I feel like it held up as a movie, which is kind of
Mhm.
nice. the lore.
Because the original story was just a good general story, so all they had to do is retell it and make it cinema friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there we go. And that's generally what they did. Like, very few things were wrong, I would say.
Yeah, I can't.
Like, I mean, the only question we have is Medivh dying.
I don't know if he
Because
did
we don't-
die though, because I want to say that there are.
That's what I mean. It puts a big question mark.
It's the nerd thing of like he might have seemed like he died, and everyone believed that he died because in the one that I know the most is the third game.
Yes.
And in that, he's called the Prophet for the longest time, and then
Yes.
he's revealed as Medivh.
Yes.
So I think that he could be the person that, like, he's supposed to be in that role, and people thought he died.
Yeah.
Like, you were supposed to, like,
No, yeah,
on a mission, kill him in
Yeah,
part
well,
one.
that's what we're talking about. It could be a Gandalf the Great or Gandalf the White. So
Yeah.
Like, it's how they take it from here on out. However, it does imply that he is passed or something.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the thing. Other than that, I don't know. I can't really think of much else.
Bad lore-wise, I can't. No.
Yeah.
They did a fine job.
No,
they
you said
added an extra character.
Yeah, for a video game movie, it was good.
Yes.
I do, because we were talking about actors, and then we actually got on this.
Yeah.
All of the orcs. All of
All
the
the
orcs
I
were
love
great.
All
Yeah,
the
I
ones were
love
good. I
Like,
know.
like I don't know if because the animators took some, like,
Yeah. Time.
not time, but some liberty with it,
Mm.
to where it actually seemed like, I know that they're supposed to be angry at this scene, so you could see the furling of the brows.
Yeah.
It's not just, I'm generic human A, and I will go my mer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, it's, you
no,
see...
even I was really impressed with the bad guy. What's his name again?
Gul'dan?
Gul'dan.
Gul'dan?
Yeah.
Just his expressions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When he would
yeah.
speak,
No, and I liked that he had, like,
big cut lip.
the cut
The
lip
cut
and
lip
everything.
was
Like,
cool.
it was...
That was
It was
nice.
kind of
It
like,
was
"Urgh."
Yeah.
But the main orc, Othar, whatever his name is, I don't remember at this point.
I'm sure it's Duran
It's
something.
Doomhammer.
Durka?
Is
Well, that was
their-
the other guy.
No, Doomhammer I think is their. Or no, the clan name is the Frostwolves.
They're Frostwolves.
The
That was my
Frostwolves.
server on WoW. I was on the
Okay.
Frostwolves.
Was it
server.
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Were
that was
you
my
like
server.
no?
A little bit.
Were
A
you
little
a
bit.
little fist up?
A little bit.
So
Up your
the
chin.
leader, the war chief of the Frostwolves, the main
Chieftain.
character on the.
He was the chieftain. He was the
He
little
was
chief
He was the one of the chieftains, because there's
He-
multiple ones.
of their individual clans.
Yes, he is the chieftain
Yeah,
of
of
the
the Frostwolves.
The Frostwolves.
Yes.
There was also the Black Hands,
Yes.
which the other guy, the bad guy. blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, which Gul'dan appointed as like the war chief. He was
Yeah.
the head of the big horde at that point.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I get it now. Black hands. He had a black.
Well, no,
claw.
he didn't
Well, that was-
originally have that.
You
Yes.
know, I know.
That was after the blunderbuss shot.
Yeah, and then
demon magic.
Well, combined with the knife hand that was grafted onto him
Yes.
before that. But anyways, I really liked the little war chief because like he actually had a tick
Mm-hmm.
that he always like put his tongue against the back of his teeth,
Yeah.
and I realized it after he got released from the prison. He just constantly does that. It's just constantly like putting his tongue to the back of his teeth, like that's his thinking like face. I'm like, I like that because it's a visual cue that he's at that moment doing something
Mhm.
Yeah.
that is completely mental.
Yes.
I said completely.
Complete mouth.
Complete now.
Complete mouth.
Completely mental.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a nice little like extra bit. And is the actor doing that, or is that strictly the animators
It's-
added that to like?
It's a
Visual
combination of the two. It's
But if-
because that was the same thing with Gollum and Lord of the
Then
Rings.
that actor was great, and I'm glad that he had a visual tick that actually like kind of that he kept doing.
Yeah, the
It
orcs
gave
were
him more character.
The orcs were rad.
Orcs, yeah. Overall, like
Super rad.
most of the bad acting was on the human side, not the orc
Which
side.
is weird. Like
Yeah.
you would think that you would want to like throw bad
Well-
actors on the.
I mean, I don't know. It's one. Orcs are kind of bestial, so they have kind of a one mode thing.
That's true.
And then on top of that, they have the assistance of CG animators helping them to emote in a lot of ways.
so it could be
So it's
just
kind
bad. And
So
bad director for humans, but then when he's able to fix it in
post, make the orcs
he might
better.
actually be able to be like, oh, well, what I meant for this scene was this.
That's
But
true.
he's horrible behind the camera.
Yeah.
So he's both, and I'm
Yes.
speculating this horribly, but like,
Well, we have
greatly.
evidence.
The director is horrible
Yes, we have
generally, but he might be good when it's just animated.
Yes. Well,
So
in hindsight, it seems.
In hindsight.
after he could see how we fucked up, because yes, we do actually have proof of him being a bad director, or at least them having a bad editor on the movie.
yeah, well,
Which
the thing is cuts like that are director based. They're not editor.
What, the
based.
transitions?
Yeah.
God, the horrible transitions.
That's the establishing shots are directing based.
Yeah, but the thing, like, the establishing shots would have been done because this is all fucking CG.
That's true.
So they didn't. It wasn't that director didn't film establishing shots. They had to have had models and shit capable, CG
Yes.
models for establishing shots. Somebody chose not to use them.
Yeah.
So the storyboard was shit because they didn't throw
Yeah.
in one establishing shot for each one of the scenes.
Well,
or
who
even just a
knows?
general transition.
That's the problem. It could have been the storyboard. It could have been just the director. It could have been the editor not saying like,
Yeah.
here I put the movie together, and just not saying like, it's awful jumpy. Maybe we should throw a couple transitions in
Yeah,
there.
it really threw me off.
The-
It
yeah, the
almost
mov-
pissed me off to a point.
It's the worst aspect of this entire movie are the transitions.
Yeah, I would say.
We will jump from like orcs talking about the way of life to immediately humans yelling at each other because war is coming, and you're like, wait, are they in the same place now?
Yeah.
No, the worst one was them spying on the fucking portal. The humans go to the portal that
Right.
the orcs are coming through. We get this shot of them saying it like, quick, we have to go back to so and so. We then see the orc hero character slinking behind bushes. However, it's not established he was watching them
Yeah.
or that he was going to go
It was
after
a
them.
hard cut into
Yeah.
him peering behind reeds and then disappearing
Slowly,
behind
and
reeds.
then, and then immediately it cuts to him holding the mage guy
Yes.
and talking to orc half-breed woman.
yeah.
And it's just like, wait, what happened? You're not telling me what's going on here. You're just jumping to events.
It felt like, honestly, have you ever nodded off at a movie?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
that.
you just kind of wake up and you're like, something's there? Like, that's how it felt.
So like you were all half asleep during this movie.
Yeah.
So it was just like, close your eyes. Oh crap! It's the next scene.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, that's
What happened?
honestly how it
No,
felt.
you didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
That was quite literally
I mean, yeah,
blank, and you're the next scene.
It was great. Like when they were prepping for the final battle, we actually got an establishing shot of Stormwind, and we all kind of looked at each other, going like, "Oh my god, an establishing shot!
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
this is what good movies do." Like it was, yeah. So that's
And-
easily the worst part of this movie.
So if we cut out the sun and the scenes that he's
Oh
in,
yeah, we cut out.
then we have enough time to add all of the establishing
We could
shots
have had
that we needed.
established shots. We could have
Good
even cut out
transitions.
some of the queen. We could have cut out the king talking to his son like, "You have to protect the royal family." Like that son didn't matter. He didn't do anything.
No.
Yeah.
And then
He-
in the
he-
end, he wasn't.
He doesn't inherit the kingdom, so
No.
what does he matter? Like that could have been cut. Like there's all sorts of like if we cut out all the needless characters and instead put in proper transition, establishing shots, things like that, movie would have been fine. Like that would have fixed all of the negatives to this movie.
Yeah.
Like
It's kind of sad that it's really just
it's such an obvious fix.
the hard cuts.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of
it's-
weird.
Yeah, you
Like,
don't.
it's weird. You're like, what?
It's
How?
It's a disrupting like
Mhm.
almost. It's this whole
Like,
thing.
this is
It,
your
it breaks you out of it.
Exactly. You like.
This is your first chance, Blizzard, to, like, you're doing this. Like,
Wait. Blizzard, it's your first chance to wow us.
you son of a bitch.
All right, review's over.
No!
Go home.
No, but like, you know what I mean? You would, like you said, you would think somebody would be there to go, hey,
I mean,
this,
yeah, this
hey,
and,
that.
and they had. I don't. What was the movie company?
I have no
It's
idea.
the ones who made 300.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you notice their logo at the beginning?
Yeah.
No,
That was the only one that was
That
a
we
recognizable
recognized.
company.
like,
That was the main production company.
The-
Assuming I can't remember what the company.
can't remember.
It's a weird Celtic symbol. That's like a four-leaf.
Yeah.
Legend.
Legend. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, they know what to do. They've
the
made
thing
movies
is
before.
they're not
Like-
the best.
Yeah.
Like,
no, but they've done it. So that's
and
why-
also, like, just speaking to that company, they do a lot of, like,
CG, heavy
CG,
movies.
but also, like, nerd movies, like comic
I
book
mean,
and stuff like
they
that.
like
Like,
300 struck it big for them. So
yeah, they probably just, like,
and
let's
they
run
also
with it.
did Sin City, I think.
Did they?
I think.
No, that was Troublemaker Studios.
Oh,
'cause that's
okay.
Robert Rodriguez.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
Okay.
Um,
But yeah, so it just Yeah, that's probably the biggest negative I can really say, are needless characters, bad cuts.
Yeah, those are the direct negatives, which I would say take this movie from a solid B fantasy film into D territory. I didn't hate it. It's just
skip C altogether.
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
like,
there's too much wrong.
Yeah.
Like
not only that, but like the other aspects, the parts that I'm like are okay with, they're just okay. They don't. Nothing ever feels like they're trying. Who's like? At what point do you feel like the movie was really trying to like? The maintaining of lore, I appreciate.
I really did.
I appreciate that because that shows respect for the property, and usually you don't get that in these kind of movies. But like at no point do I really think like they went above and beyond like what I would have expected out of this movie. So like
the fight scenes were still cool.
Fight scenes were good. I found myself laughing at a couple of the fight scenes because funny things happen.
Oh yeah, I was
the Wilhelm scream right
yeah,
at the beginning.
the Wilhelm scream.
I'm glad they did that right away because they had other screams.
True, they did it very early.
They did it to like kind of it's still World of Warcraft. It's still Blizzard. They have those funny moments. They had the guy coming in on the hippogriff, and he kind of fucks up the landing.
Yes.
So it's kind of hilarious.
I mean, that's how I felt about...
What?
Yes!
Yeah,
yes!
was a good...
That wizard...
I liked that.
That wizard and that conversation
that
they kept having, it was... I'm like, alright, it's Blizzard. They have some sense of humor.
Have humor in
you
their
know?
stuff.
Yeah.
Their stuff is always like,
giant...
stop clicking on me.
Yeah, I was honestly hoping there would be a clicking on somebody joke at some point, where someone just keeps poking somebody, like, stop poking me!
Yeah.
Oh, like, something like that would have been funny to me.
I was waiting for, like, the littlest things, you know, like you hear the, yes, me little,
I was
waiting
for stuff
honestly,
like that.
I was waiting
It wouldn't hurt it.
The last scene where they're telling all the peasants to run for the portal. One knight says, "Go to the portal." Yes, me lord, and runs off.
Yeah,
that's all. But I never heard it.
No,
that would have been
disappointing.
To me, it wouldn't
just
hurt.
Fan friendly.
Yes,
because anybody else would not have recognized it, and it would have just been like, that's for the fans directly. It doesn't upset the movie.
No, most of the fan
Murlocs
stuff doesn't.
The Murlocs did not upset.
No, it was a one little scene, and doesn't even focus on the Murlocs.
No, it's a shadow
quick.
in the foreground, and then the actual focus is the guy running
on the bridge.
Running on the bridge.
It's
like that's
super
perfect.
quick.
Yeah,
and it's like okay. Good on you to throw that in. It's funny, it's funny to us that know that.
And they don't linger, like they don't hold to be like, get it.
It doesn't like that the Murloc is like in the foreground and then like it's the reason that we have the transition to end the scene.
The camera doesn't turn back to the director; it just gives you the thumbs.
I did it, guys. Nah. So yeah, like I wouldn't say the movie's bad, especially if you're a Warcraft fan. I think it's worth a watch. Yeah. If you don't like generic fantasy, you're out.
Oh yeah,
you're out.
No.
There's no reason to see this movie.
If you're expecting
the names alone, you'll get lost. Like
the names alone, I didn't recognize. I like.
Oh yeah.
There's
how many names can we actually remember outside of the ones that are long-time Warcraft names, like Gul'dan?
Gul'dan, Lothar.
Yeah, Lothar.
Who is Anduin?
Yes.
His first name is Anduin, which
is the king, who's the father of Arthas.
And they don't tell you that through most of the movie because they're trying to go, get it?
Yeah.
Get it? Like, eventually they tell you the second in command is named Doomhammer because Doomhammer is finds Thrall and like kind of trains him later on after he's raised by humans for a while. Mm-hmm. Like he's his uncle basically.
Yeah.
They
so like
they did a good job.
It's acceptable
meshing things in there.
Like there's just some bad directing and unnecessary characters. That's like the only thing I could hit this movie with.
And other movies have had worse.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we've watched worse together.
Worse. So like it's an okay movie.
It's an okay movie overall, and it's not a movie that I would like hate seeing again. Like there's those movies. It's like it was okay, but I'd never watch it again. This one, I would probably watch it again if someone wants to watch it.
Yeah,
like
I would too.
A year or two down the line, I'd probably like, oh sure, that movie was fine.
Maybe
it's
the problem we pointed out with it is a very technical thing.
It's true.
So it's gonna be one of those things like, oh, I remember liking the story, and you're gonna start watching, and you're like, oh god, the fucking transition,
the crappy cuts,
God.
You know, what if this gets into fans' hands and they
recut
recut it? Like, because they cut down bits of it and then we'll actually just have better transitions. Because there's a lot of hard cuts, and there's a lot of fades to black into a very bright scene, which is not the next day.
Or maybe even scenes, it could be
placed
different.
Place the different
the problem
order.
is a lot of the stuff that's missing is it's that it's literally missing. So
you
it's
would
gonna have
need
to
a
be made
better
up.
establishing shot.
Well,
what you could do, fans are creative enough to where they could cut in other fantasy films just to give us a decent establishing
You know what
shot.
though? We're probably gonna see a better version of this movie as a DVD.
No.
You know,
I can't see
director's
them,
cut. No,
No, I can't see a
don't
director's cut being a better version because there's too much that is technically wrong. It's not, oh, well, I wanted this extra scene. Because that's what a director's cut is. I want this extra scene and I didn't want this scene. They chop up the film even more.
Right.
Or keep a scene longer. What's wrong with this movie is the scene from A to B is there's no between shot. There is no, okay, now we're leaving this scene. We're not pulling back the camera to leave the scene and then establishing shot to bring back into the next scene. We are going directly from, and my name is Lothar, and hey, orcs! What? Why are there orcs? What just happened there?
Look at my griffin.
Look at my horse.
Look
whoa,
at my
you
griffin. My griffin's amazing.
Give it a look. Okay.
But
Oh, she could be the orc girl. Okay, anyway.
Enough of that.
But it's just the director already fucked those parts up. He wouldn't re-add an extra scene to make it better because he's already just.
I think the
flawed
whatever's
as a
missing
whole.
is just additional storytelling that just wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
And so which is one of the problems we have with the movie is that certain things don't need to be there as is.
Maybe we actually get to see some
orc
half-orc and human boning.
Yeah.
Make my D&D fantasies come to
Okay.
life. I'm
Snoo.
And he rolled a 1, so you caress his back.
So should we wrap this up? Because I don't think we have much else to say.
No, not really much.
Did we touch visual effects?
I slightly did.
We kind of talked about the orcs. All looked good. They all had the proper stuff.
Scenery and everything was awesome.
I mean, do you want to talk about specific things like the magic?
The humans versus the orc. I touched on it.
Oh, you had
but we
some-
didn't
you had
actually.
complaints.
It's the fact that you have an almost full CG movie and you just have humans spliced in there. It gives it too much of a disconnect.
Yeah.
Because we can have scenes with a lot of humans and the makeup was fine. The elves looked fine.
Oh, yeah.
They looked a little weird suddenly because you didn't have them at any other point in the movie. They're just. By the way, elves for a minute.
Yeah, you wanted to see more of them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool! Look there! There they are! They're the dwarves.
And the dwarf in the beginning looked fine, but then with the backdrop of the human, awkward.
It did give a very X-Wing 1995 PC type thing, or even the Red Alert cutscenes type thing. You know what I mean? Just the very green screen,
action stuff.
Yeah. Before mocap even.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called.
It was full motion video.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
FMV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the FMV to where it was a human in a costume with just really crappy graphics in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted this to. I wish they.
What's the one that Mark Hamill was in?
Shitty.
Star or
I can't
he's
remember.
a
I know what
space-
you're talking about.
Yeah,
but I can't
fuck. Oh, damn, that's gonna bug me.
What's the Spirits Within? I would rather see the Spirits Within for the humans, which is a little awkward.
No, nowadays.
But it would have been better.
My teacher worked on that. My
You're
animation
kidding.
teacher. Yeah.
Oh, good
and
for
he
him.
fully admits back when we worked on it, it was good looking.
It was.
They fucked it up when they animated it because this, we're totally sidetracking here, but his whole thing was that was the first full CG movie that used motion capture. First motion capture, they were like, okay, who needs fucking animators? Fire all the animators. Just upload the mocap data. no, you need fine details from the animators, and that's why,
you need to find detail over top.
Exactly. That's why he was like, oh, it looked amazing when we were working on it. Once you put the mocap stuff in, people were all jittery and had to do these big wide gestures and shit. Yeah.
I was just watching something on how mocap and all of our technologies gotten better since the Matrix, essentially, and they were talking about the blue dots that they do for human faces now.
Yeah.
And for an entire scene, like, you can do what Final Fantasy The Spirits Within did, and then do it better because you have more dots that aren't huge balls on their face, so it's not actually like cumbersome to like have something like juggling, like,
it's
or
these tiny little
jingling on their side of their face.
Right. Or even, I mean, you have examples of, Advent Children, Ex Machina, stuff like that.
It's been
like
done better recently, and if they just did that, I feel like they could have given the actors a more range of emotion because they were a little stiff.
Yes.
And you could have fixed that in post-production.
Yes.
And just, it wouldn't be so disjoint when you are switching scenes, because the first few cuts that are hard, it's even more jarring to you because it's...
at the beginning, we were all kind of like
all orc, all the time to,
yeah.
Hey, fantasy, like, backdrop and colorful, and
but
here's a random normal actor.
In the,
like,
in the front, like, yeah.
Not
and then immediately...
I'm playing the game!
And then immediately quick cut back to the orcs of full CG,
yeah.
so you have that direct comparison.
It was harsh, and
yes.
Yes, the cuts are the problem, and you get used to the CG a little bit, but when they are directly together, it's worse.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
it's just plain worse.
Even on the battles, it was a little...
Well,
it worked, but it didn't work. Like, it was kind of
there
like...
were parts of it that didn't work, because parts of the people were there, and they were...
Any soldier without a helmet on was a human.
Yes. Oh, what was it? I'm sorry.
Because they specifically made sure that almost said Warhammer, the Warcraft fantasy armor of humans is so large and bulky and covers almost every aspect of flesh. Those soldiers were CG, so they were able to do the cool kills that way.
Don't necessarily want to talk about it right this second, but costume design was spot the fuck on.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That goes into the whole appreciating of the lore. Like everything looked right.
Huge fucking like
the giant shoulder
pads. But what were they called? Podlons?
Pauldrons. Yes.
Perfect. But going back, because that's a whole nother discussion.
It's still part of the visual effects.
Okay, so that is true. Yeah, the visual of it.
Yeah, the props
the armors,
look good.
The swords, like
swords all look nice and meaty.
They when someone actually like put their sword down to kind of lean against it, it gave just a little bit. And if you've ever actually had a sword...
When they were in the bushes?
Yeah,
I did kind of see it.
I liked that, though. That's actually how a steel sword would behave. If you put that much pressure on it, it will bend. I have swords, like, unless it's a very, very thick sword, it's going to give a little.
It kind of bugged me, because I wouldn't mind just having it be... Because it's fantasy. You want to be...
You want
to believe that way. Yeah, you want it to be strong.
I was about to say, we did actually have a little bit of a giggle at the very end when the king was fighting. You could see how stiff his movements were. Because he was wearing that suit. We're like... Because you're seeing the CG humans like full range of motion. He's like,
That's what I was just about to say. When they were in the canyon, the choreographing was laughable to me. I mean, I did kind of laugh.
Yeah,
because the choreograph was like...
pulled off the horses, I thought was the parts that was the ridiculous part. Because then it's CG with an animal that's probably... CG at that point, but then with a human actor. Like, it's three different, like, transitional things to add together.
Back and forth.
Oh, where he's like on the horse's head. He's just going back and forth trying to chop his hand or something. Yeah, it was... It's the combo.
Again, it's the combo. Direct.
Yeah, it's the combination
the
of everything.
Combination
they could have used CG knights and, humans for that.
Yeah, if they did, it would have actually looked more. You could have done.
The fix to this was make everything CG, make a full CG movie. That seems to be like a huge fix for this movie, because that also fixes a lot of the acting problems. Because, like we said, the orcs had a lot better emoting, and that probably was a lot of post-production help. So the humans would have fixed that. It still hasn't fixed the cuts. That's directing.
But the thing is if you have a 100% CG movie and you go back and you're like, shit, we need to film this scene. It's like, no, you don't.
Just render it out.
Yeah, render like an extra 10 minutes you probably already have all the scenes.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably yeah.
The scene they have a good establishing shot for Stormwind. They have a decent one for that. Just take out some of the guys so it's a different scene because it is a set at that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you can just put in a new guard that's walking in a different way, and you have your establishing shot to move back to the city, and right there you have it decent. But
I think that would be a big. But
spend another $100,000 on a little bit more animating,
and cut that out of the actual actors and just hire voice actors. You probably would get away with that. Change in production.
Yeah, actually, and I mean that's it's sad because it feels like minor grapes, but the cuts were so huge.
No, the cuts were definitely.
You would think they would know.
Going back,
it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like just watching it, you should be able to. I mean, maybe they were. It was one of those cases where they never put fresh eyes on it. Because they were so used to, like, yes, I know all this stuff because I've been working on it for the last year.
Yeah.
So they're like, of course this is now looking at whatever the demon world is for the orcs. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember their original worlds.
But their world.
Yeah. There was an expansion for WoW. I can't remember.
I know. I can't.
But whatever. But yeah, exactly. Like, they know it, but meanwhile, us, the audience, like, I don't know if they're on the same world even, because you keep jumping scenes. So, yeah. I think, that really is the biggest problem with it, and it just needed somebody to notice it.
Now, seeing that, Blizzard made this movie, would you guys like to see any other Blizzard movies come to life?
I don't know if Blizzard made this movie.
Well,
I'm saying,
would you like to see
Blizzard
more
property?
Blizzard property.
Yeah,
we talked a bit about Diablo.
Diablo, I think, would be good.
Like if they combined essentially Diablo 1 and 2 into one movie.
Oh, that could work.
Yeah, because Diablo. Well, you would have to go Diablo 2. No, because you could do.
Like you could reference
one.
You could reference all
Diablo 1 is like flashbacks, journal entries, because that's what makes Diablo 2 so awesome is that you're fighting the guy from the last game.
Yeah, you are fighting your own character.
And so having that like journey, like where did this guy take Diablo's crystal and why did Diablo get resurrected? And that's when you make the discovery he became Diablo.
Yeah, he actually got to the forge, and instead of smashing the stone. He actually jabbed it into his head and became Diablo.
Yeah, that would be a fun movie.
That would be amazing.
I would not mind seeing a StarCraft movie. Maybe and the main character would be what's her name, Kerrigan.
No,
it'd be Jim Raynor.
Would it be Jim?
But if you Hollywood.
It would be Jim Raynor. But if you actually go through just the first StarCraft, it'd go human. They would have to do it in 3. Human campaign. Yeah. And that would actually still have Kerrigan there.
Yes.
Because she's...
Exactly.
And then by the end of it, you would have her actually going and becoming...
the Queen of Blades.
Yes.
Right.
That would be amazing.
Like in a 3-part movie, I think that could work really well.
Oh, it'd be a great trilogy.
Yeah. Really well.
Not doing the new shit.
No.
The new stuff is fine. I'm not calling it shit. No. I'm just saying... Not doing the new stuff.
Terran Zerg, and then you can introduce
Wings of Liberty or whatever.
More.
I'm also thinking like, would Brood War work in there? I'm like, nah. Brood War was a lot of gray area.
Brood War would work. You would just have to string it in. Like it wouldn't be tacked on.
See, I would just rather just don't do Brood War because the standard campaign ends on that big Tassadar turning his fucking carrier into a missile and running into the Overmind, and that's just a great end scene.
That is a good end scene.
To instead have like, oh, by the way, the Terrans are making their own Overmind, and there's a half Zerg, half man creature, like, and whatever the black guy Duran was. I think his name was Duran. I can't remember. Everyone's Duran to me, apparently.
I mean, everything's Duran.
Everything's Duran.
Yeah.
Yes, hungry like the wolf.
No, that was this movie.
Yeah.
That wolf was cool. The animals fucking shit up in this movie was nice to see.
The wolf was badass.
The hippogriff that was rad.
Yeah. Best character in the whole movie. Just the final scene before he takes off, he rips off a limb. He's like, yeah, mine.
Yeah, man.
That was cool.
Oh,
yeah, that was...
Again, see props and like...
StarCraft.
Sorry, I know, that's what I'm saying.
What I was going to mention when you mentioned that, though, first, have you seen the fan-made, I think, StarCraft short called The Rush?
I don't think so.
It's little human settlement, and they're like, oh, something's happening. It's like a child playing, and it's just like something's happening, and then a Zergling rush comes in,
Oh, shit.
and it just like tears apart this little like human settlement. 5-10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Beautifully
Oh, wow.
done. It's really nice. I saw it just reposted recently.
Okay, cool.
Like it's a year or two old at this
Yeah, I'll
point.
check that out.
Really cool.
So, yeah.
You're
Obviously,
going
we
with
need the Lost
props or
Vikings
something.
movie. So I'm talking about put more IPs.
For what?
I said
Lost
obviously we
Vikings.
need more IPs
That would
from
be-
Blizzard and Lost Vikings movie.
To have a like Deadpool comedy movie, just kind of just not give a crap. Have 3 Vikings.
Oh,
Get
the style
lost.
of.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Well,
that would
no,
be.
just,
I
no,
think it would be-
slapstick.
Yeah,
Like
it couldn't
slapstick,
take
it could
itself
be
seriously. It could
fun.
not.
No, it could not take itself seriously.
What's
but,
the time travelers with all the dwarves movie?
all the dwarves.
Yeah, there's an old movie with like it's like 7 dwarves that are time travelers, and they pick up this boy that's helping them along the way.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, which is amazing and also stupid
no
and
idea.
whatever. It
would
would
be
be
that.
like that
Yeah.
movie,
Okay.
which is hokey beyond belief. It's like 80s to 90s hokey,
Yes.
but with 3 of them just like constantly like, okay, hop on my shield to get
Yeah.
up there. Like the stupid stuff that game did. Like that would be amazing. I would
Yeah.
love
That
to
was
see
cool.
that and just
And they fought aliens.
stupid adventures. Like,
Yeah.
oh crap, what's that?
I think that's too. There's too little there to.
Oh,
be
there's
awful,
way too
so-
little. I could see it being amazing. It's going to be shit if they ever did it.
Yes.
That's how it would go.
Yeah. All right.
Fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else?
Do we want to just give our final review of the movie? I think we've-
Yeah, I mean, I
I don't have anything else.
No,
Music
no,
was
okay.
not present. It was ambiance.
Yeah.
It was there, but it was-
occasionally there, but it never stole or
Yeah, it
was
never-
noticeable.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
take me out or put me in.
No. Other than that, yeah. I mean, like I said, if you're a Warcraft fan, maybe go see it. Like, I don't think it's a have-to thing, but like, if you want to, don't be afraid. Like, don't think like this is
Okay.
gonna like, they're not gonna represent Warcraft properly. Like they do in general. And then for
Yeah.
anybody else, if you don't like general fantasy, don't see it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's an okay movie. So that's my general review of it.
I mean, I already gave the review of D, but I would actually...
Overall.
I would still say it is a D movie, but it's not a don't go see it D movie. It's a fine movie to go see if you can look past a lot of the things.
Yeah.
It is a very flawed movie, but
If the problems we've mentioned don't matter to you,
Yeah.
you're on your road to easy street, baby.
yeah, it's a fine movie at that point. Good action, whatever for acting. The animation's
good
great.
pacing. I'll say that.
Actually, yeah.
It had good pacing.
It did have good pacing.
We got
I
enough
never got
action. We got enough
bored.
downtime. Some of the downtimes I would say like were too like what's the word? I like the whole exposition campfire scene.
The little
Like that-
ham-handed.
Yeah,
just-
to where it's like you're obviously doing this to establish their characters and personalities. And
Yes.
this is the only time you can do it. Like, but no, it was decently. We got downtime, fast paced, downtime, fast paced, and a decent, like, nice little wave pattern.
Yeah, I had a problem with
So
it.
it kept, it kept things, it kept a good flow.
It
I think-
really did.
I think it was too fast.
So too
Really?
fast.
Yeah, too pushy. Just, hurry up when you get to the next scene. Hurry
Like-
up when you get to
Well,
the
that's
next scene.
was that the transitions or
Yeah.
was that
No. It was the whole pacing. It was just, it was trying to tell it super quick to you.
Oh, well, so it's his.
It felt like that
ham-handed.
one person that was really super excited to tell you about this, and they're telling you it, and it's really quick, and
See, I think I think those transitions would have helped. It would have given you a break.
It would have given you a break, but I can kind of see where
No,
James is coming from.
I
If,
do
like,
agree.
if
Yeah,
every scene was 10 minutes, like also combine some scenes to where it's not switching back and forth.
yeah.
To where it's like, let's take our time and explain it.
Mhm.
The beginning of the movie is the best part, where they're actually she has the baby,
the two orcs, and they're sitting there having just all a conversation.
they're having a conversation. It sets up who they are. He is the war chief. That's the wife. She has a kid, and she doesn't want to be left behind.
Yeah.
How are you going to name your kid? So that's the reason that she actually goes through the gate, and that a battle's coming. And kind of like, walks in like, okay, we're going through this, like, yeah, let's do this, and she gets brought across, and there's a little bit of tension between Gul'dan and the war chief, and it was kind of nice to actually see that he was like already like, fuck you, man, that's my wife, how dare you, like, I didn't know that she was gonna die. And then you also have the Black Hand guy go like, you brought a woman that's pregnant, like, you have a very organic way of establishing 3 to 4 characters and their way with one another. Yeah. Because even Gul'dan at that point didn't seem completely evil.
No, he brought the kid back to life with the soul,
life from
with the deer soul.
Yeah. Like, he was still a bad guy, but he wasn't completely evil at that point. It was kind of... That was the best bit in that entire movie. Yeah. And I was... actually got hopeful after that. Yeah. I was like, wow, why are people complaining about this? This was... This is exactly what I want from a Warcraft movie. Yeah. And then it went down...
And then humans.
Yeah, and then humans.
And then the Hummins showed up.
The Hummins.
But I would say Warcraft fans see it in theaters. I think that visually it's a spectacle, so I think it deserves theater
lots
going.
Of visual effects, so yeah. I can see that point.
But if you aren't a fantasy... Actually, if you're not a Warcraft fan, I would say watch it on TV, because it'll probably get there pretty quick.
Yeah.
And no,
judging by some of the crap, it won't be long.
It won't be long. Yeah, just Netflix it when it's available.
Netflix and chill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with Ryan a lot. It's a good Warcraft movie.
You have to.
I do.
Forcing you to go near it.
Yeah. To me, it's not a D. It's probably a C. But I mean, it's a good video game movie. If you are a fan, you will like it.
No, yeah, like typically what makes a good video game movie is the respect it has for the
most of our
original
complaints,
property.
If we have any, are filmmaking based complaints.
Yeah, it's a poorly made film. It still actually is respecting where it came from, which is nice.
Again, like you said, I get critics don't like it, fans like it. That's what I've been hearing, and that's exactly what how I feel after seeing it. So yeah, it's a good video game movie.
Yes. So that's it.
That's good.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us while we talked about Warcraft.
Oh man, we actually almost hit an hour. I thought this would be a short one.
No, Jack needs to go.
What?
Who?
Jack has to go. The guy that controls the lights.
Oh, so Jack has to hit the lights.
Yeah, he has a short day. So
okay.
Yeah.
So
who's gonna
do it? Is he up there?
I think you have to tell him to do it. He's not a very smart guy.
Waiting for the direct order.
Oh, maybe he's on his hippogriff.
he's up there just slaying orcs, just like, yeah, eat that bitch.
I just like that you said hippograph, and now I'm thinking of
hippo
drawn on graph paper.
I'm an animator.
Now I know how that's John while he's in class.
Yeah, it's just he mishears one thing. He's like, I got my next animated.
Shut up, you guys! Fuck Jack, hit the lights, goddammit!